I'm Bree. If you haven't seen my face before, that's really amazing. So I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to take a second and introduce who I am and why I do what I do, and just give you a little intro into the Boudoir studio and Bree, which is me. As you can tell, I'm a little quirky. I'm not your normal person. I'm clumsy and crazy and just all over the place, and I think that's just who I am, and people either love it or they hate it. I'm 27 years old. I absolutely love everything. I guess everybody wants to grow in their lives, but right now I'm loving my life. I'm a mom to a beautiful 3-year-old. He just turned 3 on Monday, and I'm a wife to a police officer who's been in for almost 6 years. We've been together since the day I turned 17. And I think that's really insane. But we'll be celebrating 11 years in October. And so a little about me. I am, as I said, a little bit of a clumsy, crazy, different personality. You either love me pretty much or you hate me. I'm really blunt, and so I don't keep things to myself often. I'm just straight New Yorker in that sense. I love to laugh, but I also I'm that person that's going to have those really intense conversations with you. And I think that's why the Boudoir studio is so important. I don't let my girls just get by with pretty photo sessions. This is like an intense, we're going to dive deep and talk about the real shit, and I'm going to push you to be better. And I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is we all make choices, and so I'm really big on pushing you to make better choices and pushing you towards growth instead of being stagnant. And if you want to be stagnant, I'm probably not the girl for you. I'm not the friend for you, and I'm not that person, because I want you to be the best that you possibly can be, and I also want you to see yourself as the best version of you. And so that's kind of part of the reason I do what I do. My mission here is that no matter your walk of life, your gender, your sexual orientation, your size, your age, any of it, you deserve to see how beautiful you are. And you deserve to see how strong and sexual and beautiful of a person that you are on the inside, but also on the outside. And I think that's really important to me. Society just tells us all that we're not perfect, and what is perfect. I think imperfections are really what make us beautiful, in each of our differences. And I think that every person I meet, I automatically see how beautiful they are, and I see the things that make them that beautiful. And so I get to take that and create this experience that teaches women how to love themselves in such a weird, different way that we haven't been taught before. It's not just about, oh, I look pretty today, because you look pretty every day. It doesn't matter if you're in sweatpants or your hair's not done or whatever. You're gorgeous, and you need to see it. And I also feel like it's not just about learning that you're beautiful in the normal sense, in the everyday sense, but learning your sexuality, and that we are sexual beings, and being sexual is important. It's not only important in our marriages, and our relationships, but our relationships with ourselves, and finding ourselves, and finding our sexual selves, and how important that is to our everyday life. And I think that the Boudoir studio teaches that, and I didn't know that for a long time. And I didn't embrace that for a really long time. And so when I started shooting Boudoir, I did it because people asked me to, not because I loved it. And I started being a photographer really when I was 16, but I opened my business when I was 19, right after moving here from New York. I moved from upstate New York, where I grew up my whole life, to North Carolina in 2012, 3 days after getting married. And I shot everything. I shot families, I shot babies, I shot children, weddings, all of it. And boudoir, every once in a while. But it wasn't boudoir like I shoot now, at all. It wasn't the experience I provide now. It was women in cute lingerie saying cheese, all posy, like I'm adorable, right? No. I hated it, and I did it because people asked me to, and I wanted to make money. And that's just the truth. I absolutely hated doing it, and I was not providing the service that these women deserved. But I learned that, and that's the important thing, is that I took a step and I learned that I wasn't doing the right thing. 2 new boudoir photographers moved into my area in 2016, and they were amazing. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna quit. I don't like doing this anyway, and now women have another place to go, and so I don't want to do this anyway. So I sat down with my husband and we talked about it, and he's like, well, yeah, if you don't like it, don't do it. And I was like, well, I want to do something, but I don't think anybody's going to support it. So he said, well, if you're going to quit, why not try anyway? So I closed down Brasserie Boudoir, and I opened the Boudoir studio June 2016, and I shot exactly the way I wanted to shoot. I shot dark and moody and most of all erotic and sensual and intense. And it exploded. Women love it. And I don't know if they love it. I don't know why they love it. I think I love it because they love it because I teach them to be true to themselves. But I think that women's sexuality is just something that we're not allowed to talk about. And we're not allowed to be about. And we're not allowed to explore. And we're not allowed to share about. And I think it's just something that, compared to men talk about masturbating all the time or having sex with women and doing all this crazy shit, and we're kind of like shunned and quieted. Well, why the fuck are we shunned and quieted, people? Like, why? That's not who I am. Is that who you are? Most women will say yes, but once we get into it, they're not. They're just as much sexual beings and into like diving into that as I am. And so I give these women an experience, not just a photo session, teaching them that being sexual is okay. And actually that it's important. It's important to our marriages and our relationships and ourselves. And it's important to respect our sexualities and our sexual desires. But it's also important to respect ourselves and the fact that we can see our beauty and our confidence through that sexuality and that sensualness and that eroticness. I don't just shoot erotic, but I think that that's a key component of creating my experience and showing women who they are and how beautiful they are. I want my girls to come in here to learn who they are and how beautiful they are, to be able to go home and teach their daughters and their friends and their family members and even their moms that beauty, seeing your own beauty is so important, and teaching people to see themselves the way that the world around them and the people that love them see them is exactly why I do what I do. My mission is to show women that society fucking sucks and that we are beautiful. And so when you come to see me, I'm not here to create just pretty pictures for you. I'm not here to just give you photos and have you walk away. I'm here to show you that your beauty is so much more than what you're seeing, and that your imperfections aren't really imperfections. They're actually something that created you and are a part of you, and that I'm going to teach you to love. And that even with those things that you think are imperfections or that society tells you are imperfections, you're perfect. And most people don't like the word perfect, but I think perfect is all in the definitions of our heads. Like, what do you think is perfect? And what do I think is perfect? And I think each and every woman that walks in here and person that walks in here is beautiful and perfect in their own way. And that's what we need to take away from the experience that we give, and we give each person that interacts with us. So I think that even when people don't have a boudoir experience with me, their personal experience with me is something that I want them to turn away and be a better person after leaving. So even just talking to me and, interacting with me, I think it's important that you walk away happier and more confident in yourself, and you resonate how important it is to just love you. And I think it's a journey, right? So, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you about this, and I'm just trying to just kind of give you an intro to me and my business, and I feel like I'm just blabbing, which is something I always do. But it's a journey, and so I'm not saying I always have perfect days. I'm not saying that, my life is perfect and that I always think that I wake up every morning and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so cute. No, we all struggle through those things, but it's important to take a step back and find ways to teach yourself that let's reset. Like, oh, I'm feeling really shitty today. I'm not feeling myself. What can I do to make those things better? And what can I do to feel better today? What are the steps I need to take to feel beautiful again? And that's what I do, is I teach women those steps. And I also give them stunning pictures that are erotic and all that great stuff. But it's so much more than that, and it means so much more to me. And I think that's what it is. And I love talking to my past clients and my girls, because you're just not a client to me. You're my girl, and you're someone that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life, and that I'm probably gonna keep in touch with for pretty much the rest of my life, and check in on. And I think that that's important too. We all need somebody, and we all need that group of people that teaches us that, we're bomb, we're amazing. And yeah, so that's me. And that's what I do and why I do it. And I'm sure there's more, and I'll probably come live again or come talk to you guys again and talk about it. But that's me. And I love you all, and I'm brave.